beginning to use our class notebook. So I have no students in this notebook yet, but I'm going to show you how I manage it. So I have 2 of my categories. I have my growth tracker. This is something I start with at the beginning of the year. I do a beginning of the year conference, middle of the year, and end. Typically, these were printed out and in a notebook, but this year they're going to be in OneNote since we're going to be remote. So I've started with the beginning of the year. All I've done to upload this is it was a PDF, and I would come here to insert, print out, a second, and then I would pick the file that I was uploading. For instance, if this happened to be the file, I'll show you what it looks like. The really nice thing with using OneNote is students can write on the files. So for instance, this is what it uploaded. This was the file I just clicked on convention cards. Since this is not actually what I want to use, I'm going to go ahead and delete these. So I have the file right here. I need students to have access to this file because this is in the teacher only section. So I click on the file right here. Right here, go to class notebook. You're going to distribute the page. And I'm going to distribute this page. Takes a second to load. And this is going to go in our growth tracker. Students will have Unit 1, notes and assignments, but this is going to go in the growth tracker. So then I'll distribute it. Now all students will have this file. I will do the same thing for the middle of the year and the end of the year when it's time for those. I also use a quiz and test tracker that students will fill out as they go through each individual quiz in a unit. And this is what tells them what their grade was. And then whichever one they need to work on, we have our IXL or Discovery Ed, which is our Tier 2 skills that the students can choose to work on, the one that they need to work on after each unit. So I will also distribute this to students. You can also distribute an entire section. So if you wanted to make a page that has multiple assignments in it for the week, you could set up per week sections and then distribute that entire week. I've seen people do it many different ways. You can also distribute a new section. So when I'm ready for Unit 2, I would create a Unit 2, and then I would distribute that entire section, and there would be a new section in the student's notebook by using this right here, distribute a new section. You can copy this to content library. This is where I put maybe notes that I've taken that I need the students to be able to look at, but they don't need to write on. Once I actually have some work in here, you can review students' work and different ways to look at what they've done. The nice thing is they can write right on here by clicking, and then you can type. So instead of having to print out and scan a PDF document of a worksheet or something else, they can work on it right in OneNote. I hope that helps you see how that works for creating your different forms and how you distribute them to students. You can add sections down here. So I know I'm going to have my Unit 1 for weather. And any other sections the students have, I try to match for the teacher only. And then also have my own. For instance, I'll have San Diego quick assessments. And I do this for my students, and each student will have this done in the beginning of the year when I have that one-on-one conference with them. But this is kept private, so the students cannot see the things in teacher only. So I can have my individual data for students in here. I hope that is helpful for you. Let me know if you have any questions.